Well, it was a war. I mean, I knew after that first half, for Michigan State and Wisconsin to go 38-37 is kind of un-American, especially here. It's a tough place to play, and I think Greg's done a great job with his squad. And you know, our big deal was to give up some layups and not give up the threes. And they hit the first two of the first three shots were threes. So I thought Nick Ward was really, really good the first half for what we wanted done. And second half, Cassius, Kenny played better, but I think our defense, to hold them to 21 points in the second half, out rebound and getting back to the things that have won us games, I think was critical. To win 6 games on the road in this league so far, maybe is one of our greatest accomplishments so far. But there's no question this was a big win and a tough place to play against a very, very good basketball team.
Got mics on both sides.
Tom, clearly not the prettiest win of your career, but a great win from a gritty team. Would you talk about the grit factor on this team?
That's what I really enjoyed about, you know, even Aaron Henry kind of grew a little bit. Arnie gave us as much as he can. His back just wasn't there. Kenny played with a lot of grit. He got hurt a little bit at the end, but I thought Cassius played with more grit, and that's what excites me. I thought he really did, and it's a key word. It's you know, I think David said he plays with grit all the time, and you know, it's a tough thing. I mean, you know, Nick's gone through the free throw thing. There's not a better kid in this conference than Happen. It was a tough thing that he missed some of those free throws, and we just lost a game last week the same way. And so it happens all over, and there's a part of me because of the type of kid he is that, you know, you feel for kids like that. But I felt like the grit and the defense and the rebound in the second half gave us a chance. Along with Cassius in that one stretch in the first half, you know, we were 7 or 8 down. I don't know what it was, but he brought us back there too.
You mentioned Aaron. He looked for his shot a lot more tonight. And I guess maybe the one he hit, the one before that he missed. I mean, the confidence he showed there, I guess. Are you liking what you're seeing a little bit more out of him on that?
Yeah, you know, I thought the first half he was okay, and then the second half, defensively, he was pretty good, and rebounded a little better. But, you know, he took a 3, and he can shoot a 3, but he's not a great 3-point shooter, and I just said, hey, get him into 15, and he did that, and give him credit. He did what he was supposed to do.
You mentioned the road wins, and you've done other places, but you see a moment when Kenny's playing, he has that turnover late, which was kind of odd, but then does up the next possession and hits that big 3. I mean, I guess just kind of more an example of what it says about the character of these guys. Even though they make a play like that, they're still able to kind of come back.
Yeah, you know, and I did a poor job on that. I rely on Kenny. He's very smart. We didn't set up as good as we should have to get the ball in there, and so that falls on me more than Kenny. But Kenny did some good things tonight. We did some good things switching off. Hap's a handful. I mean, he can score the ball down there. He just keeps dribbling it. But I thought the game was won because of the job we did on Davidson. Pretty good after the start. Michi, I mean, Trice, I love that kid. I love what he's done, and he just didn't have as good a game tonight. So that was where the game was probably won, as our defense on our guards, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Tom, speaking of that defense, it seemed like Happen got going a little bit in that second half and kept it close. The last 5 minutes, it seemed like really able to kind of shut things down. What kind of changed that juncture of the game in your mind?
Well, we tried to not let him get the ball so easy, and then we tried to do a better job staying up on the ball screens. I thought we did a poor job for a while, and we did a better job. And Cassius really played good defense, and that way we didn't have to stretch it out. And he was getting over those picks, and when he gets over those picks, we didn't have to expand so much, and they were kind of picking us apart early when we were doing that. So, you know, we were better. We made a couple key shots. We made some free throws, and beat a damn good team.
Coach, you mentioned that over here. You mentioned that you know, Nick Ward came out pretty strong early on. Then he kind of had a stretch where he appeared to be frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, your team plays well when his energy's there. What do you do to kind of keep him?
Well, you know, his energy was there. He was too mad. Not at me for once. But he was, he was upset, he got frustrated, the charge, he missed that layup, but you know what? Nick has been so much better here these last 2-3 games, and after a couple games when he wasn't as good, so he followed the game plan to the T. I mean, that's hard to put him isolated on a guy down there that's as good as Hap. And I thought Nick, holding him to 10 of 20 was pretty good. And Nick at the same time scored some buckets early. He did get frustrated later, and I thought we did a poor job of maybe getting him the ball and spacing. I thought Wisconsin did a great job of really sagging off Aaron Henry, and that created some problems for Nick. But, we had that one lob to him. It's a bucket. We had the one from Kenny. I've never seen Cash throw a bad lob. And, otherwise I think we could have. We were running some stuff that was working. But keeping Nick, there's no question. As Nick goes, we kind of go, and we need Nick.
You just mentioned this sagging off of Aaron, but in this recent stretch, as he's been particularly reluctant to shoot, we'll say, what's been the residual effect that you've seen from defenses in terms of just being able to kind of play off of him and that type of stuff?
Yeah. Another area that we have to do a better job as a staff, we got to get him moving, him and Cash. Cash brought up some good points. We got to get more movement off the ball. And because one thing, if Aaron's moving off the ball, he's a great slasher and finisher. A little bit like their kid Iverson, that's what we got to start doing a better job of. And Kyle, we would have played Kyle a little more at the end, but he just, once he sat for a while, he really couldn't go. He took that bad fall underneath the basket, so I don't know if that means a couple more days out or whatever, but we're still a mash unit, but we're a mash unit that won a game.
In the middle?
Over here. Coach, you guys scored 13 fast break points tonight. How important was it, getting Wisconsin a run for you guys?
That's really important because it's hard to score fast break points against Wisconsin. They do a great job of getting back defensively. And we just told our guys just to keep pushing it. I thought Cassius did a good job. We did a decent job of screening. Nick on a couple of those ran right by it. You can tell when Nick runs for our media, when I'm upset with him for not running, you can see why, because he can run, and when he does, we're a better team. But it's hard to run against Wisconsin. They're very disciplined and very good at getting back.
That last pass that Cassius had to Nick, it's a situation where most guys will sit there and absorb the foul, and he looked towards the basket. I guess when you have a star making plays like that and heady plays in key moments, I guess, what does that do for a team?
Well, as I told Cassius, he's I don't know, I guess he's a player of the year candidate, and then you got to play with that pressure too. And I've, as much as I hated the 2 losses, we learned something as a team, we learned something as a staff. I think we're all doing a better job of trusting one another, and the ball's in his hands, I trust it. And he made a couple big plays tonight, that's for sure.
Anything else for Coach? Great. Thanks, Coach.